최후의 쇼다운. 농심 레드포스 대 BNK KRX.
Here. And I feel like it's just another phase like that until, you know, we get some big patch changes or something like that. This is where the meta is, and it's here to stay. So very curious to see which of our bottom laners will be able to handle it to the top level. We have already gotten to see some of those bottom laners do that at international tournaments. Let's see what the meta looks like here in Korea as well as we do hop in a draft for game number 1. As so far, it's a lot of, you know, the same that we have been seeing.
Yeah, we have had a little bit of the Casper Cup going on, so we have a bit of information on this patch and what teams have been playing. I will say during that, only 80 carries for both of these players. Laserfield, 2 Ezreal games, 1 Corki. Diablo, 2 Jhin, 1 Ezreal, 1 Xayah, 1 Sivir. So we'll see how that kind of shakes out. That being said, look on the solo queue. They've been playing kind of everything. Diablo, a bit of Orianna, Hui, Syndra, Talia. And Laserfield has been playing just anything. Garen bot lane, you know? Yasuo bot lane. Why not? Why not at this point? So I think they will sort of... I'm hoping they go more
Did he
that
win
direction.
those games?
Some of them.
Okay.
So you won the Garen game.
Garen's good.
Yeah. So
good.
instantly here we got Orianna coming in for KRX. Generally see this more mid, but of course could be a flex if they really wanted to. Bans have come out in quick force, and I think the fact that the Orianna was left open was pretty interesting. The Camille also banned away from Lahens. We have seen Camille fierce rotation bans.
Oh boy.
Not that often, but immediately the lock gets locked in. And this champion did get nerfed, warranted. It is a very snowbally champion, but went ahead, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Everyone's seen like you throw the nail, doesn't do any, throw the nail, doesn't do any damage, throw the nail, and then it just one-shots you.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen that. On the other side, KRX not going too out there with their picks, going for the Bard though, which I think does well against the Jarvan. And you know, when we're talking about roaming impact of the map, definitely a pick that can do that. And they'll also having phenomenal performances on this earlier in the season. So for Nongshim, do you just take your top laner here? Or are you going to commit to some piece of the bot lane? You could just secure your top side, have your bot lane be picked up in the second rotation. Instead, they're going to go for the Ezreal here, which, you know, a pick that obviously has a good amount of safety, a pick that we know Diablo can pop off on. But I feel like overall, not really leading into the meta that we've sometimes seen teams do so, but very safe, I think, is the main thing. So if we want Lahens to match the roaming, he knows he can leave this Ezreal on an island.
Yeah, and you kind of take it away from Lazyfield as well. It's been a big pick for Lazyfield. Obviously, they could have banned it, or maybe tried to pick it second rotation if they get a chance, but instead, they just pick it now because they want it for their squad, but also they don't have to worry about spending a ban or having to pick it away later. As we are moving into some more bans here, some more 80 carries. Very interesting, but obviously some good stuff that can go with the Bard here. With the Caitlyn that will be taken away.
Yeah, Ezreal picked, Caitlyn banned. Jhin is also good with the Bard, so could see them lean towards that. Maybe they're thinking, is there something they want to trim from the top lane? The Vayne being banned, obviously that counter pick has been a massive frustration for top laners. And we'll see what Frog brings to the plate. So we've seen a lot of priority in things like Gnar, things like Ambessa. Karma taken away, so no Karma for Lahens if they wanted to play heavily through lane. And now in this situation, I expect them to give the counter pick to King unless there's something they have a huge amount of priority on right now, like the Gnar.
Yeah, Gnar always the go-to, has been for a very long time. Metas where it does get punished, other metas where it just feels very safe.
We've often seen, I mean, Shen comes out. Yeah, Shen's been super high priority in the Casper Cup, and also it's been a Lahens special for the longest time. So not too surprised here to see him bring this one out. Now, KRX have full information and have to pick their blind top laner and what they want to take in the bot lane. Bearing in mind, you're probably going to be on an island with this pick. It is just going to be the Gnar Frog, not too much of a surprise. But for Lazyfield, it's probably going to be 1v1 against Ezreal most of the time, Bard and Shen roaming. So you could just pick a mage in this situation. Ziggs is open available. Syndra, but they actually go for the Yunara, which is interesting to me. It's not exactly a pick that you think, you want to leave it on an island. And Kingen just slams in the Varus. You know, we saw the Vayne ban, but the Varus left open available. And I think for the side of KRX, top lane matchup's a bit rough. I don't feel too great about the Yunara being left isolated.
Yeah.
Mid lane, I mean, we'll see what Lock can do. It has been incredibly successful in the Kesper Cup. It's been played 8 games in the mid lane and even 2 games in the bot lane. And out of all those games, it has lost 1 time. So
9-1.
It is
90% win rate. It's
very strong, very powerful. I think Nongshim have a pretty big edge here in terms of what they've been able to pick up. And I am worried for what this new champion can do. Joker also seems to have dropped something. Oh no, what is it?
Oh god, I didn't come prepared for this. Oh no. The Varus top, where did that come from? Yeah, it's funny, you know, we're talking about all these mages in the bot lane. We get 280 carries plus a bonus 80 carry in the top lane with the Varus. It's kind of just the funkiness of the meta, and obviously King and Lovin to go for those very strong counter picks. But yeah, the Yunara, it just feels like comfort here for Lazy Feel. I feel like he could have gone for another mage. You know, they have the Gnar, they have the Xinjiao.
It just also, to me, Yunara is the pick you want to set up, give gold, give resources, and often plays with like a Lulu.
Yeah.
It's more of like a funnel 80 carry, not more of an independent one.
Living in the past, we'll see if they can make it work here as we hop on the rift for game 1. Alrighty, game number 1. We are back here at the LCK, match number 91. I was born in the year 1991.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel like that was, you know, in the past, that was like, if you were born in the 90s, you were kind of young compared to all the guys that were born in the 80s or the 70s. But nowadays, everybody's like 2000s. It's kind of crazy. Not you, though. You had your birthday recently.
Yeah.
How old are you? Ox.
I was born in 1995.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm also in the 90s. You know what's crazy? If you were born in 2008, you'll be 18.
Oh, okay. This is something that Shen can do. He's getting in there onto Lazy Feel, and the trading is going pretty hard. I mean, a heal comes out. Lazy Feel low, but so is Diablo.
Yeah, I think the big thing there was Andal blocking all the Mystic shots. Diablo doing a good amount of damage with the auto attacks, lethal tempo. The trade back was honestly decent from KRX, but the problem is Andal was taking the Mystic shots, so now they're both low HP. They might look for a dive here.
Yeah, I mean, another taunt comes in. Diablo gets the kill, looking for another one on a Lazy Feel, and it's a double under the turret. I mean, at least Lazy Feel gets 1, but that is not good feels for Kium.
That's pretty bad, if I'm being honest. That's not how you want the early lane to go. We've seen so often the level 1, level 2 of Ezreal be really leveraged and a lot of power there, but Lehen's taking the Ignite and also using the power of the Shen early, sacrificing himself to deny all that farm, and now...
Early gank here on the top lane, but there's a massive wave.
But it crashes, so they're fine.
So Kingan's going to dodge. Wind becomes lightning. He gets dashed in on here. He's doing a bit of damage to Willer. But eventually in the 1v2, okay, he's able to flash away. Willer, pretty low himself, takes an arrow to the face to flash forward, though.
Scout's
and he picks up the kill, and now Scout, he wants to get fed early, and he will be able to. Picks up 1, looks for Frog, but then tanks the turret, and we all want to close our eyes, as at least he got the 1, but that's also a kill for Frog.
Yeah, I think could have taken that 1 kill and been fine with that, but thought, you know what, I get the reset, I can go for the second. Doesn't quite have the damage this early. Now this play, they're not level 2 yet. They go for Andal, the healthier target, but just good moves and the flash away from the Q, and Lehens just stays in the tower. He's like, I'm gonna die, I don't care. A lot of farm denied, a lot of XP lost. And then here, Kingen doing a good job of dodging away as much as possible here, buying time. And I think at some point the calls we made that the lock's moving up, they have to make this quick. So they just commit to the play with this W flash from Willow. It's quite nice. But he's just dead. You know he's dead there to the lock. Here, though, it's the fact it's the Mega Gnar. I think just Scout overestimating the damage, the base stats, the health that a Mega Gnar has, and ends up overcommitting and giving over a kill, which I think Frog is very much going to appreciate in this matchup.
Yeah, it does feel very nice. We saw Sponge go into mid and then head up into the top river. He did not visit Frog. It is pushing into Frog, so he's not really...
You love saying it, don't you?
Yeah, it's a great name, you know? I don't know. We need more animal nicknames, I would say. Here's Ondil. G-Sun wants to know, what's a good one for Dan, Ox, Harrison?
I don't know, shitty.
A koala?
Koala? Wow.
That's what I would go for, yeah, koala.
But koalas are in Australia, and isn't that more of a Max thing?
I mean, you're from... Okay, well, Kingan's just dead, and they know this. Lens is like, yeah, okay, cool story, I'm just going to run away.
Yeah, good setup there from Andal. Lens was there, but not really able to offer any backup. So just another pickup onto Kingan, who was a bit overextended there without any summoners. Still a lead for Nongshim. And bot lane, a little bit of disparity in terms of items picked up. Lazyfield still has that Darren's Helm and a Cull. Meanwhile, Diablo has tier triple longsword, so not the greatest 1v1 environment to be in, especially when you're playing a traditional AD carry who has to be in auto attack range, whereas Ezreal really doesn't. Phone comes out here, Hens gets a good trade onto Andal just to chunk him out a bit. Nothing too major to come from that.
Yeah, it just feels like with that early pressure, you know, even if they didn't get the dive onto the bottom lane of KRX, like, they were still going to be in a good spot with priority, with the nice health trade. Even though they were down a flash, didn't seem like they cared. As here we go, nice little gank on a Diablo who does not have his flash. Lehen's trying to get in there and block for him, and now he's going to taunt away, and they both just walk it off.
Oh, the ult's available for Scout and an alternator. Alternator ignite. The damage in this skirmish that this champion has, very threatening. Could easily burst through a bard right now.
Lehens has flash. Okay, he's just going to die. He's baiting them, I suppose. The exhaust comes in. Scout picks up a kill. And here's Diablo, and it was all a bait all along, although that is a kill now for the Unara. Lazyfield, though, is alone, and Scout be able to pick him up, and he's got 4 kills already, Ox.
Well, this champion is going to be a problem. This is even though there was trades of kills there for KRX, the fact that Scout is now 4-1, they're not going to have a good answer in this situation. And the thing is, with the alternator, that extra burst of damage, ignite, you have so much free damage there that it's just so hard to live. Even with the exhaust, execute ends up coming in, Grey health heals him back up, and then although Diablo goes in on very low HP and dies, it just sets up, the resets come through as well, and Scout is now so fed.
Scout looks very comfortable on this champ, too. I love the amount that he's roaming and always making himself available for fights. He gets there first ahead of the Orianna. I think that's to be expected regardless, and UCal just decides it's not worth to follow. As now we're looking for a dive. Speaking of which, Scout is here, and so is Sponge. The flash comes in with a taunt, and it is just hunting season underneath. He got a double kill. He's 6 kills.
Well, if you wanted to see what Luck can do, I don't think this game is going to be a full representation because he's going to be so fed now. He has 10 stacks on the Dark Seal. He's just going to dominate. It's going to be a bit ridiculous. I think Lehen's was going for Andal and then for the redirect, so was maybe thinking he could get 2, but Andal sidesteps it, but he just kills Lazyfield with a backup. Another execute as well. The thing with Locke is that if they get hit by the totem and they get executed, it gives him extra stacks, which increases the execute threshold. So it's not just the fact that this champion snowballs like crazy with early gold, but also the execute is getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah. It's...
He's 1,400 gold ahead.
I think the biggest issue for me with him is that when he does get ahead, it's very hard to lock down. It reminds me of...
Lockdown? I
yes,
did there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pun intended. And UCal might just... Yeah. Well, he's not dead, but... yeah, there's no ult available. But UCal doesn't really get to play in the lane. UCal's up a level, I suppose,
By the way,
because he's farming in mid.
Scout has Rocket Belt, and his Ignite and ult are coming up soon.
UCal says, surely I can just farm this. Just going to throw an ult in. Tons of damage already into UCal as the Shockwave is going to help out a little bit, but there come the daggers, and
It's so close.
yeah, Yukal. He does have TP, so that, you know, he takes an aggressive trade, I suppose.
Although, Brennan, they're not daggers,
back.
they're nails that he throws.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
please, get it right.
sorry, I'll be more specific next time.
Please be more professional.
I'll be more Pacific next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do see Dragon picked up there. It's just the first of the game. Honestly, I think at this point, Scout should just grab a Medjai's. And just honestly, especially, okay, I want you to just compare. You have the full Rocket Belt. Locket Belt?
Honestly, we should just call it the Locket Belt.
Yeah, and the 10-stack Dark Seal, and then look at Yukal, who has a Catalyst and a Blasting Wand.
Yeah.
It doesn't really inspire joy.
We know what that's going to build into.
Yeah, which I don't think it's inherently bad having the bulkiness against.
He's back, by the way. LazyField going to get taunted, and by he, I meant the both of them. As down will go LazyField. That is going to be the end of Lehens, but, you know, another kill over to Nongshim, I suppose. They're not so unhappy about that.
Yeah, another clearance dive. I think good work from LazyField and Andal to try to mitigate it a bit, so it's just a 1-for-1. But the problem is, once again, we're seeing farm be missed by LazyField, who's really fallen behind in this matchup. Has 3 kills, and despite that, is down 300 gold. Oh no.
Okay, well, Andal going to try to flash away. Doesn't get in range of his own magical journey, and now Willer at least is able to get the big circle up and flash away.
That was a lot of burst from Scout there. Flash from Andal does save him from the totem. Doesn't get killed by the ult, but just gets beaten down by Sponge.
I don't see what they were seeing. How they were like, yeah, we can take this trade.
Yeah.
They're going in, they're like, yeah, you know, 6-1 is fine. We got this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not too convinced either. I think LazyField doing a pretty good job here. Pop the ult early and then immediately dashes away, so Scout doesn't get all that damage down and buys a bit of time, which means it's a 1-for-1 because Lehens is tanking the tower. But here, let's see if we see the angle.
He's low on mana, guys. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see it.
I'm not sure. Because Willer, you know, once he gets dashed on, he's able to, like, get the Crescent Guard up and flash away, but that's ult and flash down for the Xin Zhao, who's already, you know, not able to have a huge impact in this game.
So we have now seen Scout recall and get his tier 3 boots. Still no Rod of Ages for the Orianna.
So this happened, by the way. Little submarine Shen action on the block.
Who can match up to him in a side lane?
No. They're going to go in, and Willer does not have his Crescent Guard, so he's just dead. Lehens might be the sacrifice again, but that's where he's comfortable. He's been doing that all game. And now Andal's like, well, I don't have anything either. No magical journey, no flash, no life. He's dead. They're going to give that kill over to Diablo. This is getting pretty nasty pretty fast.
7-1-3 right now for Scout. You know, I think it was already nasty. I think it's a bit of a roughy toughy. I do not see the answers for this Lock, who's going to be so bulky and so hard to cut through. He's an AP bruiser, and he gets that free gray health to heal back up in the middle of fights.
They don't have a good way to lock him down.
Don't have the damage. The Orianna has CDR boots at a 0-stack Rod of Ages. It's looking pretty doomed.
Yes. It is looking pretty doomed here. And you know, KRX, I feel like their idea from the get-go from the draft is one thing, but when we get into the actual execution of it, you know, forcing the early fights, allowing Scout to get the early roam.
See that we had it earlier, the little at value thing?
Yeah.
I think it was when killing a ward.
Yeah, that does appear to be a thing.
Yeah. A little bit funky.
Lazy feels like, oh god, he's down here in the bottom lane. Well, I'm not the guy.
Yeah, Shen doesn't have ult yet, but it just doesn't matter. No one can match up to him.
Well, it's definitely not the Unara. So, we get someone else down there. Frog nearly dies.
Frog was trying to force the wave in so they could dive.
Andal's level 5.
Beat him down. I mean, that's not too uncommon with how support has been, just kind of perma roaming, but he does need to soak a bit of XP for level 6.
So much power lost. You know, they're trying to go for this dive. They don't have the levels yet. It's rough.
You know what? I think if we make a comparison, I think Scout on Lock is, in this state of the game, a little bit more powerful than Andel's Bard right now.
Yeah.
In terms of champion power at this point of the game.
Yeah, a little bit. He does have double the levels.
But I also, that's an unfair comparison because it's mid to support, but I also think a little bit more powerful than Yukal's Orianna right now. Does have 7,200 gold.
Yeah.
Which is just substantially more than anyone on KRX. Not that much more than Diablo right now, but...
I also feel like the other thing about Lonk is that, you know, we...
Oh, there's the Medjais!
He did buy the Medjais. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Frog says, I have Mega. Surely I can lock this guy down. Doesn't even hit the boulder. And by the way, Lahens is here. So, see you later, Frog. It was nice knowing you. I hope to see you in Game 2.
You can't match up to the Varus, especially because the Varus has the Shen backup. You can't match up to the Lock. And Nongshim can just play through their sides. I mean, I think this was always a viable strategy. But when the Lock is this fed, it really just makes it so difficult.
Yeah, I think the thing about the Lock, what I was going to say is that... well, maybe...
You know what they need to do? If they want to put this champion down a little bit, if they want to make it so it's not so powerful. You know what Locks...
Do what they did to Camille?
You know what Locks... You know what Lock's true counter is?
No. Well, you can bait him into a fight. Maybe that helps. Wait, the entire team is here. There's the great health and the shield, and now Willer's like, I'm the frontline, guys. Trust me. As Kingen gets pretty low, maybe Frog can take him out with the hop, and that he does. But now with the Mega coming on in here, now LazyFeel, a lot of low health bars, trying to make something happen. Looking to get that big shutdown onto Scout, who's just going to flash the wall, and he's still not dead.
Just bought the Medjais.
So
2 seconds away from the dash.
Oh, okay. Maybe they get him here? No?
Oh, he's still running.
Oh, this is kind of disgusting. He is still on the run. Now he does have to take the wide way around, but Yukal, with his flash, is going to try to take him down, surely.
He didn't spot him.
No!
Oh, no. That was not only a humongous shutdown, but the Medjai stacks as well preserved there for Nongshim.
And he got 2 more from the assist.
Yeah,
He's at 12.
Sponge dipping out of that one. Getting away. Yeah, so I was saying, Lock's obvious counter, they need to bring out a champion called Key. You know, you can, like, Key answers a lock.
And key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Is that the counter?
That must be the counter.
Is that the way to deal with it?
Unfortunately, that champion is in the game, so there's just no solution right now.
I mean, I feel like he's just going to suffer kind of the same fate of other champions that have had broken kits in the past, which is they gut them, and then we don't see them.
Yeah.
Or they're like Camille and they make a return, you know, many years later because they have tons of lock.
In this support role?
Yeah. I don't know if Lock can really do that. But I like to be proven wrong.
It's interesting Lock doesn't have the lockdown.
Trying to get in here. I mean, Sponge not able to get the smite as the eye is hit here by Willer, and that will be the end of him. As nice little dodge here by Yukal.
They won't get the Eye of the Herald, though. So,
yeah,
not really too much to be gained. More Medjai stacks. Scout.
He got the kill.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Well, top tower going to die. Mid tower under threat, but I don't think Scout is going to kill it right now. 16 stacks on the Medjais.
Yeah. I don't feel like there's any other champion in mid that snowballs this hard right now. You know? And
I really
feel like
see him
if
pro.
there is, we don't see him in pro because they have weaker laning phases and also they require a little bit more to get online, whereas Lock is very safe, does well in lane, can't really be punished, and then he snowballs this hard, so it's like, you know, not a lot of answers for our teams that
we saw early as well, a lot of wave clear on the Lock.
Yeah.
Just spam your nails to the wave, dash through, just to clear it out. And I feel like whenever you have, did you think of some of the really snowbally champions in mid lane? Things like Katarina, terrible wave clear.
Yeah.
So definitely a limiting factor in pro.
Even like a Kali who doesn't snowball quite as hard, but can. We don't see it too often in pro. She has to get right up to the wave to like really wave clear, and it takes a little bit of time, you know. So, yeah, I feel like Lock kind of just has a lot of options to make himself very snowbally, and then also snowballs very hard. So, a bit of the issue we're seeing here. And I'm sure we're going to see more Lock, especially with all the success it's had here in Korea. Or maybe we'll just see him on the ban list. Would not be surprised. Obviously, this game is a little bit of an outlier. I don't want everybody to watch this game and say, "Oh God, he's giga broken."
But even though this was pre-nerfs, you know, when Showmaker first played it, I'm not sure, it wasn't the LCK. I don't remember when it specifically was. But he went like a crazy amount of kills. Got a pentakill, I'm pretty sure. And the fact it's 9-1 in the Casper Cup so far.
Wasn't that like versus the boot camp team?
Oh yeah, it was.
Was that tournament?
Yes, against the NA and South America teams, North America, South America teams.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Maybe they got him this time.
No, they didn't. Well, they tried.
Yeah. Andil did cast his ultimate ability. I did see it.
Well, I like the attempt, because I don't think you're going to win this game without getting picks. I think in a straight-up 5v5, you're not doing so hot.
Oh boy, here he comes, and he's got a Shen with them as well. The great health is there. In goes Lehens, and a little bit of backup from Diablo, who's making his way over. Bit of a broken fight, as now the Mega Gnar comes in, and Frog immediately times out. And he's like, oh God, I guess I'm just going to run away.
Able to play this defensively there and mitigate the pressure. You know, it was a big commitment from Nongshim. A lot of members down here and with the channel, but KRX holds strong and force them back. The problem is, it's another dragon for Nongshim. 3 now in pocket. And even though they shut down Nongshim's play, they didn't really get anything back in return.
Yeah, they just survive and hold on to live another day. But you've got this lock that's very hard to pin down, and also AP Bruiser has AP Bruiser items. Relatively tanky, is going to pick up a Mountain Soul. That's a big issue. Some more shielding, some more resistances. And they're just kind of running the map right now. Not really a lot of answers for them. They're trying to lock him down. Let's see if this does work out. Scout going to run away very fast and drop down and ult himself. Tries to rocket belt away. Ucal on the chase as well. Scout tries to flash, and they finally get him. As now, Andil going to throw down an ult here on a Sponge, who is looking to get revenge for those Magi stacks, you can tell. As eventually Andil's going to go down, waiting for that Mega Gnar perhaps. That's another kill as they take down Willer. And yeah, Frog's just by his lonesome. So they got Lock, they got Scout, but maybe they lose the Baron.
Yeah, that's going to be the tricky part. A lot of gold and the Magi stacks shut down there, but if you lose Baron, you're not exactly feeling too hot about that entire passage of play. Just so hard to pin him down quickly. He's so mobile, so hard to kill. Eventually they get him, but this is the consequence. Were they timing that Baron right? I think they were waiting for Lock to respawn. There might have been. We'll see. We'll see
like they waited, but
yeah. So Scout trying to use the ult just to slow them down, using all his mobility, and then the Grey Health gives a big heal, but they're not able to get there in time. The Gnar who gets the kill, but in return, LazyField cannot connect with the team. He is completely cut off, and they just start chasing down, because here's the thing. At first, it was most of the gold on Scout, but it's gotten to the point where Diablo's super strong, and the whole team's just generally ahead. So, now, back on the map, 5,000 gold lead, Soul in 2.5 minutes, and Nongshim with the Baron looking to push in. And I believe they did wait and postpone it to give Scout the Baron, so...
He does have the little purple border.
Yeah, so a lot of pressure to be built up here. And not a ton of recourse. Not the easiest engage to pull off from KRX. You know, conditional having like Mega Gnar, having the Bard Lander. Tempered Fate, so... Feeling a bit desperate right now. They are looking again at Scout and have members down there, but he's just playing safe.
Yeah. A little bit safer, you know, he doesn't have to dive turrets anymore. He is sufficiently strong. He has other carries on his team, as you mentioned, so just sticking alive for the 5v5. Probably a better option here. And they're just pushing as a 5-man unit. Not really going for any 4-1 shenanigans, not putting King in mid or anything. They're not getting a whole lot of progress, but it is a very early Baron. So, trying to just get whatever they can.
As long as they keep KRX trapped in their base, they're not going to be able to get vision towards the dragon.
Mystic shots to the face.
We have seen Scout move in the mid. LazyField is the one to match him, which doesn't feel too comfortable, but it looks like he'll force him away. And now they're looking for a dive, potentially.
Again, they don't have to, but you know, if they get an option, Lahens drops in a little ult.
Interesting channel there was maybe thinking Sponge was going to go in. Either way, they end up getting a ton of gold. Red Bull Baron power play at 2,600. They're going to go back. They're going to spend, and we have Dragon in 50 seconds. And what's crazy is that we've seen how fed this lock is. His gold lead isn't much bigger than Diablo's gold lead. And if you look, you know, this is a gold lead over a Yunara who has 4 kills. So, I mean, obviously, Yukal has a lot more farm than the Yunara. But the fact is, there's another very real threat on this lineup.
Yeah, they got the guys closing in here. At first, I thought it was just Kingen, but we have Sponge here. We have Scout and Lahens nearby.
Well,
and they pushed up a little bit too far. Looks like now they're going to try to punish this Mega Gnar as well. And, yeah, down he goes.
Pick up Soul on the back of that. I don't think there's much the KRX can do now. I think they were trying to find a route through the lane to get into Dragon because obviously the vision was choked out in the jungle.
It was like just Willer. Nanda was like...
I think they were going for a desperate play.
Yeah.
In a desperate situation.
Yeah, you got to try something, I suppose.
Willer or Wonter?
You know, I never thought about that.
Yeah, he was a Willer. Didn't work out, but he has tried to be active in this game and get things done. Unfortunately, it did just kind of backfire.
Yeah. And they don't really have the option to lock down Scout mid. Yeah, I keep saying that. I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's just happening like, subconsciously. I don't even know.
Nail down, because he has the nails as well.
Yeah, that one's a little bit more brutal, though. I don't know.
If you said pin down, then that wouldn't have anything to do with him.
That wouldn't make sense.
That would just, yeah, it wouldn't really fit. The Kingen just hiding away. They're trying to push this wave up. And
Lunar are in mid.
Yeah.
They're not even there.
I think they expected them to have just... I don't know what they expected.
The fake recall.
The minion was buffed as well, so I don't really know. Sometimes I try and figure out what's the thought process is, and sometimes I'm like, you know what? Let's move on out of the replay.
We'll go next.
8,900 gold lead. Mountain Soul as well. Oh, they're looking at Scout again.
And there's the Rocket Belt, going to help them out quite a lot. And this time the rest of the team is here, so they're just able to turn tail and fight them here. 9K gold up as Zukal's getting bullied by a Jarvan double knock. Coming out, Diablo's on that back line, and nobody can really help both of those carries of KRX as they're not even able to take out Scout either. Diablo is going to tie to the turret, funnily enough, but...
Scout is chasing Frog when they were OTP.
Uh-oh. Well, yep, there he goes. Goodbye.
Yeah.
See you in game 2.
He now has 25 stacks on the Medjay. You know what I respect so much? He didn't go Zhonya's, right? He didn't go Seekers. He's like, I want to do more damage.
Yes.
And that build is kind of disgusting. So we saw it on display. Frog got a little bit squished there. And now I think it is time for the game to end.
Well, this is why we have Fearless Draft, I suppose, as game number 1 is going to go the way of Gnomeshim, as they're having a little bit of fun here at the very end. Kingen's like, let me show you that I am also powerful, and then immediately dies. And that's a little bit embarrassing, but fine.
Oh my god, lazy feel, I just saw him about to die. But the game ends, next ties first. I think you can just say it was a bit of an oopsie for KRX, and we go into game 2. Just reset, don't have to deal with lock anymore, it's fine. But I think there were some issues stemming from draft, and then Scout got 3 kills, he got a triple kill, and the game was over.
애매하면 그냥 바로 기다려. 한국도 안 했다.
아 천천히 싸운 거 나쁘지 않아.
좋다 좋다.
나루터 어때? 나루터 어때? 나루터.
천천히.
나루터 보자 얘들아. 나루.
야 뒤로 간다 이거 해줘.
그냥 다 잡아볼래?
맞을래?
나 마무리. 아 깨끗해. 먹자 깨끗. 그래. 가자.
미드 가자 미드.
탑으로 가자. 미드 가자 미드.